I'm the Online Guitar Guy, and on this video I'm going to teach you how to play Prodigal Son by Kid Rock. But before we get started, let's tune our guitars first. 6th string E. 5th string A. 4th string D. 3rd string G. 2nd string B. 1st string E. Okay, now this song basically only has 3 chords you need to play to play this song, and they're played back to back in the song, and it's also got a couple of riffs that I'm going to teach you how to play in this song also. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to teach you how to play the chords. Okay, now the first chord you're going to learn here is going to be an A power chord, and the way you're going to play that is by putting your first finger on the 5th fret of the E string, your 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the A string, and your 4th finger on the 7th fret of the D string. And that's going to sound like this. Okay, now the next chord to learn here is going to be a G power chord, and that's going to be played with the exact same fingering as the A power chord, just moved down 2 frets to the 3rd fret. So it's going to be your first finger on the 3rd fret of the E string, your 3rd finger on the 5th fret of the A string, and your 4th finger on the 5th fret of the D string. And that's going to sound like this. Okay, now the last chord here to learn is going to be a D power chord. Same fingering, starting on the A string on the 5th fret. It's going to be your first finger on the 5th fret of the A string, your 3rd finger on the 7th fret of the D string, and your 4th finger on the 7th fret of the G string. And that's going to sound like this. Okay, the last thing I'm going to show you is going to be that little riff I was telling you about. You're going to play open A on the 3rd fret, open A again, and then E on the 3rd fret. That's the first part of the riff. It's going to go like this. And then you're going to play open A on the 3rd fret, and then open A again. So the whole thing is going to sound like this. Okay, there's one more chord you're going to play later on in the song when you get to this second part of the verse. You're going to play an A chord, and it's going to be played by holding your first finger on the E string and the B string on the 5th fret, your second finger on the 6th fret of the G string, and your third finger on the 7th fret of the D string. And that's going to sound like this. Okay, now I'm going to show you the riff in the bridge. There's a few chords in there too, but I'm going to show you the riff first because you already know how to play the chords. I'll show you them in a little bit. But you're going to play G on the 7th fret. You're going to play that 3 times. You go to G on the 5th fret. You're going to slide from the 8th fret to the 7th fret on the G. G on the 5th fret again. And then D on the 7th fret. Okay, so now that you know the chords and the riffs to the song, I'm going to start getting to show you how to play this song now. Now, most of this song, up until the point about 2 minutes into the song, there's a switch in the chords with that A chord that I just showed you a minute ago. But most of the song is played with those 3 chords that I showed you in the beginning. It's the A, the G, and the D. And they're just played back to back like this. Continue playing that for a couple of measures, and at certain points of the song they switch the distortion off so it'll sound more like this. Just about 95% of that song is those 3 chords right there played back to back. Now at a certain point you get to that part in the song which I was telling you about where you're going to play that A chord for a little bit. You're going to play that for 4 measures. And you go right back into the verse, which I showed you before. Soon into the song you're going to get to the solo part of the song, which is not really a solo part, but it's like a bridge part really. You're going to play C to D, a C chord to a D chord. You're riff I showed you before, that seven on G on the 7th fret, down to the 5th fret, and then sliding down from the 8th to the 7th and then to the 5th on the G. And then a D on the 7th fret again. And then you're going to play C and D again. And then he does just kind of like a playing a C once and then a D a couple of times, and doing that a few times like this. You do that about 4 times, so you go right back into the verse again. Okay, basically that's everything you need to know to play Prodigal Son by Kid Rock. Remember, with all the stuff that I've showed you on this video, if you listen to the song, if you get the CD and listen to the song and you play along with it, it makes it a lot easier. That's how I figured out how to play the song, mostly just by looking at some of the chords online and playing along with the song, because it's a very easy song to play. If you really think about it, it's probably one of the easiest songs they have that you can play. Now, if you have any questions about the video or any of my other videos, you can email me at onlineguitarguy@yahoo.com. And if you have any recommendations, you can send those to me. I'll try to teach you some songs, other songs you might want to learn how to play. And if you subscribe to my videos, you'll find my new videos. They'll be emailed to you every time I make a new video. So good luck playing Prodigal Son by Kid Rock. I'm sure we'll be able to play it just like him pretty soon. Take care. Bye.